Good evening, my friends. I hope that this is a version of me that you will never have to see again. I have wet hair. I'm getting ready to go to Burrito Friday at my husband's work, so I wanted to squeeze this in real quick and make sure that I get my words to you before I am distracted and super busy. So, this is the version of me that you get. I apologize in advance. You're just gonna have to deal with it. Thank you all so much for subscribing to me. I'm really close to 10,000 followers. By the time I put this up, I might actually be there. I'm so delighted. Thank you so much. I'm delighted to have a chance to talk to you all. I am recording this today instead of live streaming, which I love doing because I love chatting with you guys as I go along. But in the interest of time, this is what I have to do. So today, I have for you all Lyds election picks. I'm calling this Lyds Picks because it kind of rhymes a little bit. We're going with it. Just work with me here. I have some out of the box thinking as far as New York. You guys might be surprised. I want you to put a pin in this video for later to see if I was right about anything at all. I've been paying attention to politics for 20 years, and I'm just now slightly over 30. So since I was a preteen, I've always thought it was really important to keep an eye on what's going on. Now, my only issue with this upcoming red wave that I'm predicting is that I'm concerned that the people we put in office are just going to be more of the same. However, we have some cool people in the lineup that are looking like they're doing incredibly well, so I remain optimistic. We'll just have to hold them super accountable. I'm hoping that we're able to do that. By the way, as far as lighting goes, Andy was playing with the remote control for the TV last night, and we discovered that you can change the lighting on the ring light with the TV remote. So we were messing around with that a little bit. Hopefully that's a little better today. In any case, my hair is wet, so it looks sloppy, whatever I do with it. So I'm not even going to worry about it. I will say it is different for ladies than it is for men. It's really kind of unfair. I understand where feminists are coming from, but at the same time, it's a fact of biology. Nothing you can do about it. No point complaining about it. All right, so let's get into Lyds Picks. I'm going to be pretty quick today. So, my out-of-the-box thinking is about New York, as I mentioned earlier. I think that Lee Zeldin is going to win, and I will tell you why. First of all, you can look at the polling and see that he is drawing up close to Kathy Hochul. I believe that's how her last name is pronounced. I've heard Hochul and Hochul, but they were calling her Hochul at the debate, so we're going to go with that. The fact of the matter is that Democrats haven't really had a fight to keep New York, because of New York City, in over 20 years. So I think that they were completely unprepared. And we all know that Kathy Hochul was appointed. She was not elected. And I don't think she has what it takes to keep her position. And Lee Zeldin's doing really well. If you guys watched the debate, he did fantastic. He really hammered home a lot of important points. I will say that it has irritated me immensely that a lot of these Democratic candidates have been saying that instead, they quickly shift the focus from actual violence in cities to gun violence. So this is something they're trying to do. Keep an eye on this for sure. I don't think it's going to work because I think people are looking at all the videos coming out of, for example, New York City and being like, what on earth is this? This is just violence. No guns involved. I'm thinking specifically of an example of 3 young teen girls attacking a woman and telling her that they were attacking her because she was white. So these are racially motivated issues that New York has not handled well. During the lockdowns, they were especially hard. I think Bill de Blasio was especially hard on the yeshivas, on the Jewish community. They were telling them that they had no right to refuse these mandates coming down, no matter what their religion said. Total insanity. Kathy was saying during the debate that she didn't know why crime was so important to Lee Zeldin, which is not going to sit well with her possible voting base. And she also said that she would do it all again when it came to the COVID lockdown. And I will tell you right now, I know New York is similar to California, some of the bluest parts of California, in that they just don't care what Democrats say as long as they get a Democrat in office. Well, I don't think people have a stomach for the kind of COVID lockdown that we had in 2020, and I don't think that's going to sit right with them. But we'll see. We'll see. That is my wild card prediction. Call me crazy. I know New Yorkers love a Democrat, so we'll see what happens. But that's what I'm thinking for now. Next up is Arizona with Carrie Lake and Blake Masters. So Blake Masters is lagging a little bit right now, but Carrie Lake is great. She's really overperforming. And the lady she's up against, Katie Hobbs, she is kind of terrible. She refuses to debate her or speak to her. And then she has the audacity to get on camera and say, well, we haven't heard Carrie Lake's take on this. Why haven't we heard anything from here? It's like, lady, You had every opportunity to tell Carrie exactly what you thought of her, and you just didn't. You chose to not engage in debate. I just realized I don't have any lip gloss on at all. I deeply apologize. But she chose not to, which is such a sign of cowardice. And it's exactly John Fetterman's handbook was to avoid debate until people got in some of their early election ballots. So I really think that Carrie Lake is going to run away with Arizona, and I think she's going to bring Blake Masters along with her. Very excited about that. I personally think Carrie Lake is great. People have taken issue with her original support for Obama, and I will tell you right now that it is every person's right to change their stance. And I really think that's what's happened with Carrie. I've met her personally twice. She's wonderful. She's every bit as warm behind the scenes. She's trying to run her campaign. It's very hectic and crazy, completely understand. And she went above and beyond to keep her campaign disentangled from like coming on Timcast and everything. They made sure that they checked all the boxes. So I really have high hopes for them for sure. Okay, so my notes say LMAO Stacey Abrams because my next state that I was looking at was Georgia, where Brian Kemp is just smacking her in the polls. So I know that they made her the president of the universe on TV, and I think it was Star Trek. That's not going to be the case in Georgia for sure. And I still don't think she's conceded that 2018 was a loss for her. So I really doubt she's going to admit 2022 was a loss for her either. Doesn't matter. I think Brian Kemp is going to walk away with it. And again, similarly to Carrie Lake in Arizona, I think he's going to bring Herschel Walker with him, even though we all know that Herschel Walker is probably not the best candidate. I personally have issue with voting in favor. I'm not Georgian, so I'm not going to be voting for him. I don't really like the idea of having somebody in office who violated my personal pro-life position. I don't think that's cool. But when Gloria Allred is on the side of your attackers, you have to question why this is happening now. It's all politically motivated. Even if he made mistakes in his past, pretty much anyone is better than Raphael Warnock at this point. So I would definitely vote for, obviously, Herschel Walker over Warnock. Okay, so in Oregon, this is something really interesting. So you know how 20 years they went in New York without having any kind of serious GOP opposition? 40 years in Oregon without any serious GOP question. And now we have the Oregon governor. I know little about her, but Christine Drazan, I think she's tied with her opposition. And there is a third-party independent candidate who's also mixing up the race a little bit. I am so optimistic about, based on what I know now, I'm so glad that you guys had me look up the state of Jefferson, because based on my understanding now of the people who live over there in the Pacific Northwest, they're on the bottom of Oregon, top of California, and a little bit into Idaho. I understand that those people are not liberal. They're very conservative and they feel highly underrepresented. Really hoping that they show up in droves. I hope that people are sick enough of what's going on in Portland. They're just like, no, we're not having this anymore. We're sick of the Democrat rule. And I hope, I think that's a possibility. I won't pin my hopes on that because hopefully the best we can really hope for in Oregon, I think, is a more moderate Democrat. So hopefully that's what we come up with. My understanding, their current governor is one of the least popular governors in the country. So it's very, very likely that she will be definitely replaced with a moderate, if not GOP. So not sure about Oregon. We'll see what happens there. Marco Rubio is running against Val Demings in Florida. He's definitely going to win, and not because of racism. I don't see Democrats having a strong chance in Florida. I'm not convinced that Florida won't be totally red in the next presidential election. I know they were purple. They were swing state for a really long time. I also heard that Iowa is not going to be a swing state for much longer. You guys can fact check me on that. I remember them being super, the bellwether state that people would go to for as long as I can remember. And they're saying that they're just going to be red going forward, which is really interesting. Another race I know little about, but I'm going to call for the GOP is North Carolina Senate race, which is Ted Budd. You guys need to look him up, check him out for sure. Tell me what you think about him. Finally, I mentioned this earlier, but I genuinely think that Dr. Oz is going to win in Pennsylvania. I don't think that John Fetterman stands a chance. He's actually up a tiny fraction of a percent since the debate, but we know that all these polls lean toward the Democrat in any case. It doesn't seem to matter who's actually winning. So I think that Oz is going to win in Pennsylvania partly because we saw searches after the debate for how to change early votes, even though we know that most of the early votes are very entrenched partisans. So even those people were really questioning their decisions after that, train wreck of a debate. Okay, so I think I got it all out. We did it in 10 minutes. I will also mention how excited I am about Elon Musk buying Twitter. I wanted to read you his thoughts about, let me see if I can pull it up. His thoughts about the advertisers. Yeah, okay. So let's see here. Let me see if I can make it big enough to read. Terrible eyesight. Okay, now shifting gears to Elon Musk. He has a tweet titled, "Dear Twitter Advertisers," and he says, "I wanted to reach out personally to share my motivation for acquiring Twitter. There has been much speculation about why I bought Twitter and what I think about advertising. Most of it has been wrong. The reason I acquired Twitter is because it is important to the future of civilization to have a common digital town square where a wide range of beliefs can be debated in a healthy manner without resorting to violence. There is currently great danger that social media will splinter into far right-wing and far left-wing echo chambers that generate more hate and divide our society. In the relentless pursuit of clicks, much of traditional media has fueled and catered to these polarized extremes as they believe that is what brings in the money. But in doing so, the opportunity for dialogue is lost. That is why I bought Twitter. I didn't do it because it would be easy. I didn't do it to make more money. I did it to try to help humanity whom I love. And I do so with humility, recognizing that failure in pursuing this goal despite our best efforts is a very real possibility. That said, Twitter obviously cannot become a free-for-all hellscape where anything can be said with no consequences! In addition to adhering to the laws of the land, our platform must be warm and welcoming to all, where you can choose your desired experience according to your preferences, just as you can choose, for example, to see movies or play video games ranging from all ages to mature. He's not wrong. I also very much believe that advertising, when done right, can delight, entertain, and inform you. It can show you a service or product or medical treatment that you never knew existed, but is right for you. For this to be true, it is essential to show Twitter users advertising that is as relevant as possible to their needs. Low relevancy ads are a spam, but highly relevant ads are actually content. Another exclamation point. He's so optimistic about this, I love it. Fundamentally, Twitter aspires to be the most respected advertising platform in the world that strengthens your brand and grows your enterprise. To everyone who has partnered with us, I thank you. Let us build something extraordinary together. Can I just say that I am fully impressed by Elon Musk's ability to write? That was so well written. I'm going to put a link to that tweet in my description today and then make sure that you guys check it out because it actually is inspiring because he's like, all the reasons that you guys thought I was buying Twitter, total nonsense. Forget all of that. I genuinely believe that he does love humanity. I know he has like 15 kids by like 14 different women or whatever, which I think I do take somewhat of an exception to because I think that he should be actually building family instead of just having children because just having kids is not enough. Like, I think I've said this before, but in my mind, the smallest unit of a society is the family, not the individual. I care more about the position of the family than I do about the existence of the... Okay, I'll watch what I say because you guys know I'm pro-life. I deeply care about the individual. But even more than that, I find that it's essential that the individual be brought into a family situation where they can truly thrive. And I wish that Elon Musk would embrace that more. But Jordan Peterson is doing a series on marriage that I'm really excited to watch. That's over on the Daily Wire's platform if you guys are Daily Wire Plus subscribers, I think it is. He's done his first lecture and he's going to do 2 more. And he's going to tell you how to work on your marriage. And if you're not married, he's going to encourage you to get married. So I find that really uplifting as well. So you guys definitely check out what Elon Musk has to say about advertising on Twitter. Again, I apologize for my wet hair and for the speed at which I'm talking today. This is a single take video. Just for the record, all my videos are single take videos. All of my live streams are totally live. No exceptions. You guys get to hear me stumble and mumble and bumble and, rattle my way through whatever I'm talking about. So again, thank you all for joining me. Hopefully by the time I put this up, I have 10,000. So 10,000 people can see my ridiculous damp hair. But until next time, definitely let me know what you think about my predictions. I'm feeling very good about New York, honestly. Call me crazy. Watching that debate was just super uplifting. I am excited for this November. I'm going to be on with the Lauren Chen and Lauren Southern over on Odyssey, I think it is, on the night of the election, and I think I should be on about 8 p.m. If you guys want to go watch that live stream, that's going to be a ton of fun. A bunch of people are going to be on there, including some leftists. I know Destiny's going to be there. I recommended Crystal Ball, but I'm not sure she'll be able to do it. Hopefully she can, but I know everybody's going to have something going on election night. Anyway, I'm going to go wrap a gift for Andy's boss's new baby. So excited about that. And then we're going to have Burrito Friday. So until next time, bye guys.